Go!
Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Did Obasanjo say Atiku stole money that can feed 300 million people for 400 years? Did Obasanjo say Atiku stole money that can feed 300 million people for 400 years? To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. A statement which has gone viral on social media claimed that Olusegun Obasanjo, former president, said the money Atiku Abubakar, his ex-dual deputy, allegedly stole is more than enough to feed 300 million people for 400 years. Atiku was the vice president when Obasanjo was in power from 1999 to 2007. The former president and Atiku engaged in a running battle towards the end of their tenure. The money Atiku stole when he was my vice president is enough to feed 300 million people for 400 years. Obasanjo. The viral statement reads, Obasanjo was said to have made the statement on page 31 of his book, My Watch. The statement has been widely circulated on Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp. If they ask you who told you Atiku is a thief, tell them it is Atiku's boss, Obasanjo. In his book, My Watch, Volume 2, pages 31 to 32, the money Atiku stole when he was my vice is enough to feed 300 million people for 400 years. Obasanjo, My Watch, page 31. Findings by the cable showed that the viral post was first shared online in 2018, prior to the 2019 general election, where Atiku was the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Nigerian Bulletin. A news blog shared the post on Facebook in December 2018. The video has accrued more than 2,000 views, 49 shares, and 28 comments. Waheed Adeniji, a Facebook user, also shared the statement around the same period. Shortly after Atiku's emergence as the presidential candidate of the PDP for the 2023 presidential election, the statement resuscitated and started circulating on the internet. When the cable reviewed My Watch, the trilogy where Obasanjo was said to have made the statement, it was discovered that in Chapter 36, which the former president devoted to talk about the alleged corruption and money laundering cases linked to Atiku, the viral statement was not mentioned. The chapter titled Atiku and U.S. Justice Entanglement detailed some corrupt involvement of the former vice president with a company called Highgate and William Jefferson, a former U.S. lawmaker who was later jailed for 13 years. Although, in the chapter, Obasanjo linked Atiku to the embezzlement of $20, which the administration was supposed to deploy for Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF, and another $125 million to fund PTDF during 2003, the fiscal year. Also, page 31 of book 1 falls under chapter 3, which is titled The Family, wherein Obasanjo detailed his childhood and his experience with his family. He didn't make mention of Atiku. Page 31 of book 2 falls in a chapter titled Political Consultations and Conventions. In this page, the former president recorded how he battled with the decision of whom to pick as the vice president. He mentioned Atiku, but he didn't state any issue related to money. Page 31 of book 3 falls under the chapter tagged Critical Assessment of Yar'Adua Administration. Checks through the pages and chapters of the book revealed nothing of such viral statement. The viral social media post claiming Obasanjo said Atiku stole money that can feed 300 million people for 400 years is false. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. And now before I go, let's move down to the comment section. A first comment which I have says, I pity those that doesn't know Atiku. He should be in jail by now. May God forbid him from emerging as a president in this country because he will sell all of us. Another comment here says, this is how they started shouting GEJ in this and that. Today, the same people are saying GEJ is much more better. This evil party have started another political blackmail just to win again. And some people are already falling to their antics. Who among all our politicians is a saint? I don't believe there can be any worse party or president than the one we have now. And my last comment here says Nigeria has seriously problem. Obasanjo is talking the truth now, but nobody is believing him. But when they succeeded voting Atiku into power now, they will still be the ones to complain. Useless country with useless, frustrated people who has directions in good leadership. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our comment section. Please do drop by at the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.